When I opened my safe that morning, I expected to see the savings and jewelry I'd worked my whole life for, the gold bangles my late wife loved, the emergency cash I'd carefully set aside, even the watch my father had given me when I turned 20. But when the metal door swung open, I froze. It was empty. Completely empty. My hands trembled as I checked again, hoping maybe I was mistaken. But no, everything was gone. My chest tightened. "Linda," I called out, my voice echoing through the house. My daughter-in-law appeared in the doorway, her phone in hand, looking mildly annoyed. "What's wrong, Dad?" she asked. "The safe," I said, my voice shaking. "Where's everything that was in it?" She didn't flinch. Didn't even pretend to be surprised. Instead, she smiled, a small, cold smile that made my stomach twist. "Oh, that," she said lightly. "We donated it." My knees nearly gave out. "You what?" She shrugged. "You don't need it anymore, Dad. You're too old to worry about money or jewelry. It's just stuff." I stared at her, stunned into silence. My mind was spinning. Donated? Without my permission? That was my wife's jewelry. I finally shouted. "You had no right." Linda interrupted me, rolling her eyes. "Come on, Dad. Don't be dramatic. It's going to a good cause. You should be grateful." My voice cracked. "Grateful? You took everything I had." Just then my son, Ryan, walked in, rubbing his temples. "What's going on?" "Your wife," I said, pointing toward Linda, "emptied my safe. Everything's gone." Ryan frowned at her. "Is that true?" Linda crossed her arms. Defensive. "Yes," I told him. "It's for charity. He doesn't need to cling to the past. We have enough for him." I could see my son's face harden, torn between his wife and me. He sighed. "Dad, maybe she's right. You should relax and let us take care of things now." That cut deeper than any betrayal. Let us take care of things. That money was my life's work. Every penny came from decades of labor, fixing cars, working late shifts, saving instead of spending. I looked at him, my voice trembling. "Ryan, I worked for that money. That wasn't for you to decide." But he didn't meet my eyes. He just said, "It's done now, Dad. Let's move on." That night, I didn't sleep. I sat on my bed, staring at the wall, remembering every moment I'd sacrificed for my family. The years I skipped vacations so Ryan could go to a good school, the times I sold things quietly just to make ends meet. My wife used to tell me, one day, they'll see how much you gave for them. But now, even her jewelry, her memory, was gone. The next morning, I made a decision. I went to the bank, retrieved my last private account, one they didn't know existed, and transferred everything into a new trust. Then I called my lawyer. A week later, I sat Ryan and Linda down in the living room. They looked uneasy. "Dad, what's this about?" Ryan asked. I slid a folder across the table. "It's about boundaries," I said calmly. "I've decided to sell this house." Linda's jaw dropped. "What? You can't do that. Where will we live?" "Oh, don't worry," I said evenly. "You'll have time to find another place. The new owner takes over in 2 months." Ryan blinked. "Dad, this is crazy." "Is it?" I asked quietly. "You thought I was too old to manage my own things. Too old to decide what happens to what I built. So I'm proving I'm not." Linda tried to interrupt, but I raised my hand. "The money from the sale will go into a trust, for my granddaughter, Lily. She's the only one in this family who still sits with me, listens to me, and doesn't treat me like a burden." Ryan looked stunned. "You're cutting us off?" I nodded. "Not cutting off, just letting you live without what's mine. Like you said I should let go. So I am." Linda turned red. "You're punishing us because we tried to help." I stood slowly, feeling the strength return to my voice. "Help? No. You stole from me and called it kindness. You didn't donate those things. You took away the last pieces of my life that mattered. You didn't give me freedom. You tried to erase me. Ryan opened his mouth, but I stopped him. When you two have built something of your own, when you've sacrificed and worked and earned, then maybe you'll understand why this hurts. Until then, don't call what you did charity. The following months were quiet. They moved out reluctantly. I sold the house and moved into a small cottage by the lake. Peaceful, surrounded by the sound of wind and water. Lily visits often. She brings me drawings, stories from school, and sometimes just sits beside me, listening to my old tales. I keep a framed photo of my wife on the nightstand and one golden bangle that Linda forgot to donate. It's a reminder, not of loss, but of endurance. Sometimes people think aging means losing control. But that day I opened the safe and saw it empty. I realized something profound. They can take what you own, but not who you are. And as I sit watching the sunset, I know one thing for sure. I may have lost my possessions, but I've reclaimed my dignity. And no one, not even family, can steal that from me again.